What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. I have a very impressive blueprint for y'all with an absolute rare name that I've already invested my hard-earned BC into. So I've been playing on this hatch, taking it to the theater, running at the rec, and all I can say is it's an absolute freak of nature. It can do really everything you want it to do. It can shoot, it can finish, it can absolutely play make, and then defensively it's a juggernaut that can guard a ton of positions. I would say it has shades of Sean Marion, Giannis, Danny Manning, Len Bias, and LeBron James. I'm the only Ty Crane from Coach Carter. This is the 6'10" two-way point power forward. A lot of these young bucks of this current era are tall, lanky. They want to be more of a point guard, and then they just happen to be 6'8", 6'10", 7'7", whatever the case may be. So a lot of these young new era hoopers have like a lot of guard ability. And this build right here with this name, I've only seen on YouTube made it like 6'7", 6'8". But I really want to know if you can make it bigger, a little bit more menacing, and a little bit more traditional than just trying to make the quickest, longest guard at power forward. So follow along to a T to get this name. It's rather specific, then tinker in your builder at your own discretion. Some of the attributes need to hit a certain level, but you are going to have to make this at power forward. If you do make it at center, you can get a two-way point center at 6'10", also super gruesome. But we're going to go 6'10", 215 pounds to get the 71 speed with ball, and then a maxed out 7'8" wingspan. And you know we're going body shape build because we want to look menacing on the wood. You can drop your weight down to 214 or even less to get a little bit more acceleration if you want to allocate towards that, but we're going to go with that for this build blueprint. Starting with close shot, you're going to get this to a 76. A lot of these are going to be badge threshes. We're trying to ooze out the potential of this build. Your driving layup is going to be a 75. Your driving dunk is a 79. Your standing dunk is an 80, which is going to be able to give you those big man contact dunks. And then we're going to punt post control on this build because it's not going to be trying to ISO, and if you have a peanut on you, go to work. It's not what this play style is going to be. But you're going to get 17 finishing badges. You don't really want to go higher on the close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk into the 80s. It will probably change the name. But 76 and 75 layup and close shot, it's going to be fine. You get the silver limitless takeoff with the driving dunk. You're going to be able to get a lot of packages. I personally equip Pedo Karl Malone's package, pause, on my version, albeit he was rather reckless off the wood. And so probably the weakest part of this build is going to be the finishing, but it's definitely serviceable and it's going to be completely playable in the right hands. Shooting wise, we're going to get our mid-range to a 78 and then our 3-ball to a 79. I personally went to a 78, the badge thresh, and then allocated a few attributes elsewhere, which is why you can definitely tinker on this build, but you don't want to go higher than a 79 on the midi or 3-ball. But we are going to get our free throw a little bit to a 64. It's going to give us 19 shooting badges. If you know your jump shot, you can definitely hit on this build. Again, not the strongest point, but definitely serviceable. And if you're good behind the sticks, you're going to have no problem. So I like the fact that this build can do what it can do playmaking and defensive wise, but also be able to finish and shoot at 6'10". You're just really not going to encounter something like this. It's very demigodish, very new school meets old school blend that can shoot but also finish and play D and play make. As you'll see, playmaking wise, we're going to get our pass actually to an 86. That's going to give us the point forward name thresh. Then we're going to get our ball handle maxed out to an 81. Then our speed with ball maxed out to a 71. These are probably the most crucial attributes on this build for the namesake. You need a ball handle at 81 and the speed with ball at 71 to get the point forward type name. There's a lot of rare names in this tree. I was initially tinkering. I found the two-way slasher at 6'10", two-way slashing playmaker. You can also find the inside of the art creator or face-up glass cleaner on this build. A lot of super cool rare names in this tree. So tinker around and you might find something else that you like more. But you definitely need a 71 speed with ball in order to get some of these names. And at 6'10", it's rather hard to unlock that, which is why a lot of you I see make builds at like 6'8", 6'7". But this is going to be a true big man type monster. And then the 86 pass accuracy on this build, you're gonna feel, since you are a point forward, you're gonna feel like you can dime up anyone on the wood. And realistically, if you get the ball off the rebound, you are a point guard at 6'10". And then defensively, this thing is an absolute freak. You're gonna get your interior D to a 90. You do need it to at least an 85, I believe, to get the name two-way. But then we're gonna get our perimeter D to a 76. Our defensive rebound to a 95. And then our offensive rebound to an 81. That's gonna give us 26 defensive badges. I'm loving having a really high defensive rebound in 2K23. Getting gold rebound chaser is going to be super crucial. You definitely can allocate, take some off of offensive rebound, put it more towards finishing or your physicals. You can definitely try to max out your stealies and get another badge that way. Or you can go all in on your block and be that Giannis type freak down low defensively to pair with the 90 interior D. But ultimately, this build is going to be able to play interior D on 4s and 5s, switch out on the perimeter on guards when you are in a pick and roll situation, or if you're moved to the 3, depending on your lineup. You're going to be able to block shots and rebound on both ends. And with a 95 defense rebound and gold rebound chaser, you're going to be able to grab defensive rebounds at a really high clip. And 26 defensive badges is a great number. Personally, I think I threw my +4 in the defensive category just to maximize that end of the floor. Physically, we're going to get our speed to a 75, then we're going to get our acceleration maxed out to a 75 as well. We're going to keep our strength to a 65, get our vertical to a 65 for the contact dunks, then we're going to put the rest on stamina, but I'm realizing we did make a mistake. 72 stamina is way too low, so we're going to drop our free throw down to the thresh of the 79 3 ball to a 54, and then put the rest on stamina to get that to an 81. And see, that's where some of the configuration could come into play. You might want to actually drop the 3 ball to a 78, throw a little bit more on stealies. You might want to drop the speed or acceleration. Definitely tinker and allocate where you want it. Some people like to max out physicals, you know, and it's really just a philosophical approach as to where you want to put your extra attributes. A lot of my builds that I try to make are going to ooze out to the badge threshold, so we do maximize the potential of the build, and we're not just getting a 78 close shot when what's the difference between a 76 and a 78 when the badge thresh is a 76. So, you know, those can actually end up allocating to another badge here or there, or max physicals. Like I said, obviously if you're going to make these builds, you're going to tinker at your own discretion. You might find a different name, but I'm giving y'all a blueprint to get this name at a really nice, efficient, maximized potential. But giving this a once over, you're going to get 17 finishing, 19 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 26 defensive badges at 6'10". Again, you're going to want the ball handle to an 81, the speed with ball to a 71, the interior D over an 85. You don't want your offensive rebounds too high or it'll turn to a glass cleaner. And you don't want your finishing or midi and 3 ball really above an 80 in certain categories. And you want your pass accuracy to an 86 to get the point forward name. It's pretty simple. That's how you get this two-way point power forward at 6'10". But like I've been saying, there's a bunch of different variations you can make depending on your play style or what your role is on your team. So going to takeover, you can get shooting, playmaking, interior D, or glass cleaning. I like the glass clearing dimes this year, and then just getting like stuff blocks, just going really defensive and team oriented heavy on the takeovers, because I don't really want to, you know, you have to get the pill when you're on take to shoot, you know, limitless threes. There you have Giannis right there. You're gonna get one of the rarest names in all the game, the two-way point power forward. Like I said, I've actually invested VC in this hatch. It's my third big dog in the chamber, so if you see me running around the city in this build, you know, I'd probably suggest you running away, because it can absolutely do everything. It's been super fun to play on. You get that big man type, you know, power forward, center ability down low on both ends, but at the same time you can step out and hit the jumper, have that new school type vibe, while also making plays at a high clip with a nice ball handle. So it really feels like you can do everything on this build. That's why I say it's like Ty Crane from Coach Carter. He was, you know, one of a kind. He was LeBron James. He's the only Ty Crane. And so realistically, this could be a nice key cog in any offense at the rec or in the city. Let me know what you guys think of this build. Is it worth you investing your hard-earned VC in? Would you make this at center to get that two-way point center name? Or what would you change, and what are the variations that you like with this blueprint? Let me know down in the comments. You know what time it is. Quest Sparrow